What's going on, you guys? My name is KillerWizard34 and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. I can't believe I messed that up even doing it a second time. So we already did one ending already. We already saw that, and we're going to go continue on.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yes, we know we know the stupid intro. So I learned something from, one of my buddies. Because I told him I was playing this game, and if you do this... Ooh, there we go, okay. Fucking get on! Come on, do I have to do something really stupid, or do I have to get to something... Come on. There we go. There we go, okay. So when you get up here, you crouch. And you go on top of the table, and you go through here. See? And now we broke somewhat of the game. See?
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes.
Basically, it's true.
Now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Whoa, okay. No.
Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different?
No.
Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer?
Nope.
Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place.
Possibly, yeah.
Now, think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration?
Not that much. Begin. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys that real quick, just to show you that little thing. But we are going to continue and...
Wait, Stanley thought to himself.
We're going to continue this way.
I'm sure that the orders stopped coming in. How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Nope. Let's see. We got computers. Oh, okay. I learned about this too. I had to cheat a little bit. I had to cheat on YouTube a little bit. But with those inputs, you basically go directly to those little suckers. So we do it again. We look for the computer. Access. There you are. Okay. So we do it again. We reset the game. If I do this correct, it should lead me to another ending. So I just wanted to see exactly. Okay, so I'm still looking for the computer. Oh my God! Shut up. So I'm basically still looking. So I'm still looking for the other computers. The ones that say "please input" thing. And it looks like I can't really do anything else. So let's continue. Nothing there. Okay. Big hallway.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
We'll go to the left
he
this
entered
time.
the door on his left.
Yes, I know. I already entered the door because I was just bored. So let's see.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What do people want? Things. The stock market is everywhere. So it's been a lot of stuff. But yeah. Let's see. Meeting schedule. Boring. Targets. Not really. Everyone's so boring. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Who cares? Okay, so it sounds like room closet. Ooh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Nope. That is boring. Okay, so let's see.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What's down here? I'm not going to listen to you for a while.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone
wasn't I just here before?
His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to
I'm
make
going
other
around in
strange
circles.
observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled.
Yeah,
This is
that's what
all
I'm
a
doing. I'm
dream.
dreaming.
Oh, what a relief
So-
Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
No, I'm pretty
He
crazy.
thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the
Oh,
ground.
wow.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun,
Whoa.
and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's
is
asleep,
getting
he
creepy.
doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world
This is
outside this
creepy
one.
as hell. I don't know why I did this.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please.
Pushing the
It's
buttons.
all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
This is creepy. Oh god, I'm still here.
Stanley began screaming. Please,
Oh, God.
someone!
Help!
My name is Stanley.
Help!
I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please,
Oh,
just
God.
someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And
This is
everything
creepy.
went black.
Yep. Okay, so what
This
happened?
is the story of a woman named Mariella.
I changed characters?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, And in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
Yeah, because
the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career.
But not
by
the guy who's
extension,
dead.
the
Who's
rest
me?
of her life. She had no time for this. So it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
That was dark. Like, what the hell kind of ending was that? What the hell? Okay, screw it.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
He said something different. He didn't say what he usually says. He said something different. Okay, let's try to follow his instructions. See what happens. Because that was weird. Because that ending was just the weirdest thing in the world.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What the hell?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, so... what's this? Executive bathroom. Can I go in there? Nope. Oh, look at that. Another input.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in
that looks like the guy from
who orchestrated this.
Hitman,
what dark
you know?
secret was being held from him? What
Team
he could
Fortress
not
2,
have
something
known
like that. Am I in
was
Red's
that the
office?
keypad behind the boss's desk
This is
guarded
Red's office,
the
I bet.
terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
This is creepy as hell now. Like, we're in an elevator. And, like, what's happening? Like, 1 second I was just having a freaking weird experience about him going crazy and then a woman found him dead. Now I'm just in the boss's office, apparently going to some type of place. I don't know where I'm going. Like, what the hell, game?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized
I'm not
he
liking
felt
this.
a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
So now I'm underneath. Lights on.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
That's a long hallway. I'll do that later. Okay, door's shut, so...
The lights rose on an enormous room packed
Whoa,
with
that's a lot of
television
screens.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
That's a
Did
lot.
he have the strength to find out?
Yep, I do.
Now the monitors jumped to life.
Someone got
Their
fired,
true
look at that.
nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally.
I don't get up
monitored in
there.
this
I wanna get
place
up there.
where freedom meant nothing.
This is a weird ending. I knew in the beginning I was going to do
This
a certain ending, but
mind-control
I just couldn't.
facility, it
Plus,
was
I'm
too
running out of time for
horrible
something.
to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Where am I at? 4-2.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own
Where am
life
I?
in someone else's control?
Nope.
Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Oh god, that light
Had
glare.
he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
See, I'm not liking this. This is scary. What do I do? I have no idea what to do. Off? It went black. What's happening? I hear music.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Oh, I see something in the distance. Do you see that?
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
Ooh, this
Perhaps
daylight!
his goal had not
I knew it
been
was
to
daylight because he said
understand,
that, but look at
but
you can
to
see
let
wires,
go.
you can see trees.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do.
Did I beat the game?
Or how to
Did I beat
feel.
it?
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Okay, it just went from one creepy ending to a real nice peaceful one. That was nice. I like that ending. I like that ending a lot. That's my favorite one so far. I know there's many others. So, yeah, I'm going to leave this video here because I'm out of time because I'm not recording as long as possible for everything, but I'm going to do some little bit of edits, of course, like that. But, yeah, I was going to do a different ending, but then I got caught up and got random. So, probably I'm going to do the... So probably I'm going to be doing the ending next time on the next video because this is a really fun game. It's like very interesting in how this game works and stuff like that. But, anywho, thank you guys for watching. If you like that, make sure you kill that like button. Make sure you come back. And as always, I can catch you all later. See ya.